Hello there. It's a cold day here in Spanish Fork, Utah, so I've got my jacket on. I just finished updating an article that I wrote quite a while ago. I think it was back, what did I say, 2018 or 2019, um, about franchise lead portal websites. And I was looking online, and all I could really find was there's a few sites that articles that show like five different sites or four or 10 different franchise portal sites, but I wanted to make something that's a little more just kind of grabbing all that different type of information and putting it together. And then also, I've been driving franchise leads for my daughter's birthday is in a month, so it will have been 13 years that I've been in the franchise lead generation space. So we work with like over 200 different franchisors, been doing this for a long time. Had a lot of conversations with a lot more franchisors than that. And so I feel like maybe I'll have a different angle on which websites I would recommend versus stuff that you may find out there. Obviously, we also do franchise lead generation. We do not do it for franchise brokers. We do it for franchisors. And a lot of people that use franchise portal websites are franchise brokers. So if you fall in that category, hopefully it's just like a helpful article for you. If you are a franchisor and you're looking for leads, more than welcome to, if you click on this like need more leads section or on our contact us section or just call us, then you can set up an appointment with us and talk, and we could see if maybe there's a fit there. But yeah, so I'm just going to kind of walk into a few different things here. One, just know that as far as franchise portals, usually you're paying about, I'd say, $30 to $100 per lead. It used to be more like $30 to $40 a lead. Then some groups like entrepreneur.com are a little more expensive. So it seems like the prices continue to go up. In general, it typically takes 50 to 200 leads to close a deal, depending on, we will see like 0.5% up to about 5% closure rates for the stuff that we do. And a lot of that is how good the opportunity is, how expensive it is, how good you are at callback times. Is it a franchise opportunity versus a business opportunity? And some of those types of things. There are complaints. I mean, one of the first things people will say to us is, I'll ask like, what has worked and what hasn't worked for you. A lot of people don't like that with franchise portals. Just you're constantly competing against lots of other people. Every portal's different how many times they like how they resell their leads. Most say they do not resell them, but yet you add lots of different ones to different carts. And they end up going out to lots of different people, and then some big broker networks buy them and they disseminate them out to their people. So I mean, I think in general, and not all are like this, but it's usually like 5 to 15 times that a lead gets resold. Maybe you could talk with a group and make sure that they are completely exclusive to you, and maybe they'll charge more for that. But a lot of times they're break even on the first lead. It costs them a certain amount of money to drive that lead. And so it's reselling it that is really where they make their money. As far as budgets go, yeah, a couple $1,000s can kind of get you going. But let's jump into some of these different ones out there and why I put them in this order. So entrepreneur.com is one that I just really like. And maybe I'll just, what happens if I click on it? So let's just go there. Okay, so I typed in Dog Training Elite, and it says Start a Dog Training Elite Franchise 2023. You go in there, and I like how it shows like how many units it has. And on a lot of these, they'll even show, there we go, a chart that shows like how many units there are now. So this would be like if I'm a person and I'm just going in here and I'm seeing, hey, they've been around since 2018, 2022, there's like 200 of these units. This is the type of chart that you want to see, where they're looking for them. There's all sorts of stuff like this I think is really unique and very helpful for the person, and it's a good social proof. So this would be my number one. Most people who use Entrepreneur, they'll say it's a little expensive, but the lead quality is pretty good. All right, the second one that I have on my list is going to be Franchise Gator. This is probably kind of the gold standard, I would say, for franchise portals. If we go to their site, what they're most known for is just having a ton of leads. So if you're looking for a high volume of leads, this is where you want to go. And it's a good one to test because there's a lot of like look-alike portals out there, and I have some of them on here. But this is one that they've been doing it for a long time. They're well funded, and they soak up a lot of traffic. So if you're going to test anything, most people have tested Franchise Gator. Just know one thing I did put in there. Just know that you're going to have to be able to call people back pretty quickly. Whereas like normally you'd be okay to call someone back within 1 to 2 hours if it's a part of a work day. But with Franchise Gator, it's like 5 to 10 minutes, or someone else has probably already called it. I'm going to increase size here a little bit and just kind of make it a little bit easier to see. Okay, so Biz by Sell is my next one on here. And I would say for Biz by Sell, it's not your typical it's not like a franchise only site. This is a place that people go to when they're looking to buy and sell businesses, but a lot of franchisors do use the site. And if you do a good job of kind of advertising your franchise, kind of like an eBay type of thing, I don't know a better way to equate it, but it tends to work pretty well. And we have people that have used Biz by Sell for a long time and have been well satisfied with it. Like if it works for you, it tends to work pretty well. The next one is going to be Franchise Direct. So with Franchise Direct, it looks and feels a lot like Franchise Gator. I think it's Franchise Gator's biggest competitor. People in the industry, I would say, probably like Franchise Direct's leads a little better than Franchise Gator. But what I would do if I were you is I'd open up Google search, and let's say that you are a sub, or you're like a sandwich. Yeah, there we go, sandwich franchise. I would look through here and see which sites are ranking the highest for that, whether it's like Franchise Gator or Franchise Direct or some other. See, Entrepreneur is here, Franchises America. So I would look like through top franchise. See, Franchise Direct is up pretty high. So that's going to be higher. So they're ranked organically 1, 2, 3, 4. So Franchise Direct is higher than Franchise Gator, and I would probably go with Franchise Direct if I had a sandwich franchise, because it's ranked higher for that. The next one's going to be America's Best Franchises. Among the kind of smaller franchise groups out here, it's probably one of my favorite. Back in the day, I know the owner pretty well. We've had a lot of conversations. We actually have helped them learn. We used to do some of their pay-per-click stuff. I don't know what I shouldn't talk about, but we used to do a lot of their pay-per-click stuff. It didn't make sense for us for a business model, so we kind of like taught them some stuff, and they know how to do some pay-per-click. So what's cool about them is if you're advertising with them and the lead flow isn't quite there, they have the skills in-house to do a little bit of advertising back to their site to help you get the leads that you're looking for. So if you're a smaller franchisor, that could work out for you pretty good as well. And I do like their site. I think it is mobile friendly. It has a lot of really cool like checkout type of features that I like. So that's why I have them as number 5. Number 6, I'll close a couple of these. Number 6, Franchise Business Review. This one, what's neat about this is they do ratings and reviews by actual franchise owners. So that's pretty unique. If you do have an actual good opportunity with high ratings and high reviews, it's kind of like Angie's List. And so if you feel really confident about your system and the people you have in your system and how they feel about it, then this could be a good one to go with as well. The next one is franchise.org. I need to put a link in there. And that one is going to be right here. I did notice, I don't know them super well. I know that they do have a good name in the industry. I did notice that IFA is all over the place. Doesn't really matter kind of where you go. IFA is kind of everywhere. So I think that it's either owned by IFA or a part of it. Um, I do like how clean the site is. It's very easy to understand. It doesn't have those entrepreneur.com types of charts, but some of them do have other media like videos and stuff that are in there. I don't love the positioning of video because I think that that should probably be higher up there. But you do kind of get to tell your story a little bit better. And I think there is some connection with IFA, which could be cool. Franchise grade. I've talked with these guys in the past. I like their concept of let's give a grade to each of the franchises that are out there. And so it's a little bit similar, I think, high level to this franchise business review, except you're working off of like getting a grade on something. So if we were to check out British Swim School, which we've done stuff with, I guess you have to like get a more premium membership unlock in order to engage with them or something like that, which is probably going to give you a better quality lead at the end of the day, but maybe not as many leads because they're kind of gating that. All USA franchises. I do not know these guys super well. This is kind of when we start getting into the piece of like the next couple that you see are all going to be kind of similar, where it's this, hey, there's a proven business model out there that works. I do like this type of information here. I think anytime these portals go through and they kind of break down in tables what's going on, I think that's good. And I think that having a video up there is good, but I don't know much about the actual quality of these leads. So I would say that all USA franchises is like that. Franchising.com, they do have some kind of unique things. One of them is that franchising.com does these conferences. And a lot of people go to them. Like I'll even have clients who'll be like, hey, are you going to the multi-unit franchising conference? It's kind of like an IFA type of a big thing. So they have that one. They have franchise customer experience conference, franchise leadership and development conference. I think one of these I've been to. But it's cool because they have kind of a portal side of it, and then they have they do some email marketing stuff, I think, on your behalf. At least that's the packages that I've seen, where it's like you get a booth and then we're going to sponsor you here and what have you. So if you're looking to tell your story in a few different mediums, maybe actually get in front of somebody at a conference in addition to having articles and things like that out there, then franchising.com can be a good one to go to. Franchiseopportunities.com is pretty similar to a lot of other ones. You'll see that this one and the next four are all pretty similar. But I do like their domain name of franchise opportunities. Like if I were to type in franchise opportunities just in Google, you'll see that typically they're ranked number 1 organically. So that's probably the number 1 keyword that people will type in is like franchise opportunities. So you're probably in a good spot with testing a group like this. But I will say that it's not like a huge standout. Franchise mall is going to be kind of similar. I don't like all these ads up here. I think that it's not franchise specific. I don't think that running AdSense on there makes you look very great. So that to me is like the only kind of turnoff, which is why I moved them lower. Although some people have them on their list quite a bit higher in their top 5. So maybe there is something there. Topfranchise.com. I don't know these guys super well, but it's another portal group out there. And so those are all kind of similar. The next ones are a little bit unique, a little bit different. Let's look at Global BX here. So this one to me is a little bit more like Biz by Sell. I would say, where it's people that free business for sale exchanges. So if you are doing biz by sell and that is working for you, then Global BX might be one to look at as well. These guys have been around since 2001. I don't like, kind of has like a Craigslist type of category feel. It's not my favorite, but it's one to kind of look at as an option for sure. Fran vetfran.org is great for franchisors that sell a lot of franchises to veterans. So you don't have to be just like only for veterans, but a lot of franchises have a unique kind of like value proposition for vets. Sometimes it's easier to get. There's like SBA loans. There's different types of loans that you can get for being a veteran, so they can offer better deals sometimes. And so if you have a lot of franchisees in your system that are vets, then this could be a good one to look at. Fran Data. I've talked with these guys years ago. It's been a while. You could argue that they're not a portal, and you would be right, but I think that it's worth mentioning because there are a lot of people who, like, we get calls sometimes from people who are like, hey, do you have bulk leads that you could sell back to us to call? And like, we don't do that because we don't own the leads ourselves. We literally are an ad agency that works in franchising on behalf of other franchisors. So like, those aren't our leads. But if you are one of those groups that wants to buy a lot of bulk older leads and stuff like that, I think Fran Data does have access to those, and they're going to be industry specific. So that's why I brought that one up. And then I have Franchise Times in here, which is going to be a little bit more like entrepreneur.com in that they came from a long time ago as a magazine. And so if you want to have a few different ways to tell your story, then you can do that there. So this is kind of what I would consider to be like the top 17 franchise portal websites. If you are in need of leads and you're a franchisor, would love to talk with you. All you have to do is just click right there and fill this form out, and then it will basically go to Calendly and you book a call with either myself or someone else on our team, and we can kind of talk you through at least recommendations on what we think would work. We do consumer and franchise development. We kind of, a lot of our experiences in franchise development over the years, we've gotten to where we do a lot of location and consumer stuff for groups as well. So we help on both sides, any type of franchise advertising we do. Thanks again for watching. If you have any feedback, feel free to let us know. Would love to talk with you. Thanks. Bye.